还玩得好开心。
Hello, good afternoon. Hello again, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to the Sea Otter exhibit. We're all here at the perfect place and at the perfect time, because as you can see, a couple of our Otter team members just entered their exhibit and will begin one of their feeding and training sessions for the day. Now, whenever they start these sessions, they always start and station in the same exact spot so they know which trainer they're working with today. And also, this is a perfect opportunity to introduce to you the two gals that we have on exhibit. So on the left-hand side, she's now moving to the right, that is Kit, and our otter that just went on the deck, that is Selka. Now if you do notice, they do look very similar amongst themselves, but to tell the difference, Kit that's in the water, she has more of a blonder, copperier head, and then Selka on the deck, she has more of the chocolatey brown fur from head to toe. Now what you're going to be seeing our trainers do throughout this session, and you're seeing it in action, is a tactic that we use called positive reinforcement. That essentially just means that our trainers will be asking our otters to do a certain motion or action, such as Selka on the deck there, and if rewarded, done correctly, they will be rewarded with some of their favorite foods. Now what's really beneficial and really fun about positive reinforcement is that it is completely up to the otter if they want to participate. If they want to participate, they can absolutely do so, work with their trainers, take part in their own medical welfare, and also get some tasty treats in the process. But if they're not up for it one day, that is A-okay. They know that there is always next time to participate. Now we both have Fit and Selka on the deck right now, and having them on the deck is really beneficial. It also provides them physical exercise, mental stimulation, but it also allows our trainers to get a great view of our otters out of the water, head to toe, to make sure everything's moving all good to go, and everything is looking in tip-top shape from their fur to how they move as well. Now what you're seeing that Selka is also practicing on the right-hand side is something that is called targeting. Essentially, just a moment ago, she was asked to put her nose on her trainer's head, so it just allows her to focus on their hand there, provide some mental stimulation, also allows them to focus on an object, and also eliminate any other distractions that might be going on to the exhibit as well. And then also greatly rewarded with some treats into the water. Kid goes again. Now, what's amazing about these otters is that even with stationing what is Kit that's doing right there in the water, just staying in one place, that is very beneficial. It may not seem like much, but just like out on the deck, it allows our trainer there to get a really full body, really close face-to-face view with our otters to make sure everything is looking all good to go. Now on the menu for our sea otters today is some of their favorite foods. For example, some squid, shrimp, and clam's tongue. Yummy, right? Now all these foods I mentioned, those are soft, squishy foods. See, out in the wild, sea otters like to eat invertebrates, or animals that don't have backbones. But instead, they might be encased in a hard shell. For example, crabs, urchins, and abalone. So what otters like to do in the wild is that they'll carry around their favorite rock, and they'll use that rock or another hard surface to bash open those shells so they can get into the soft, squishy center. Well, here folks on exhibit, we learn quickly, we learn the hard way. that if we gave our otters food with shells on exhibit, their favorite tool to open up those shells were those clear, pristine windows you're looking through right now. So they were bashing those shells up against the windows, scratching them up really quick. So we learned our lesson. We'll now give them the soft, squishy food on exhibit, and we'll frequently give them the hard-shelled food behind the scenes. And it looks like we have Kit now and Selka back into the water. Now, not only do they love the food and treats that they receive during this session, but they have to eat a lot of it. If you've had a chance to visit any of our touch pools here at the aquarium, you might notice that water's pretty cold, around 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And otters, wild otters, including our residents, pretty much spend their entire lives in that cold Monterey water. So one way that they keep themselves warm is that they have to upkeep their incredibly fast metabolism. And to do so, they have to eat around 25% of their body weight every single day. Now, to put that into people perspective, if we have any pizza or burger fans in the house, that would be like if one of us had to eat 20 large pizzas or 40 cheeseburgers all by ourselves every single day. Now, I'm a big pizza burger fan. I will decline that challenge, but our gals, they are up for the task. That's why throughout the day, they'll get multiple feeding and training sessions, some enrichments as well. So you can think of it as breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and even more snacks. But our gals, they do not seem to mind. They will take all that they can get. And it looks like we have both of our otters still in the water. Right now we're having some moving from point A to point B there. And now also we're having another otter here practicing some targeting, as I mentioned. Following that blue and white ball on the stick there allows our trainers to move our otters from point A to point B. Also gives them physical exercise, mental stimulation, allows them to focus on a single object. But not only do they eat tons of food to keep themselves warm in that cold Monterey water, but they do have one more trick up their sleeve. And you're looking right at it, especially with our otters really close in the water there. They're thick and luxurious fur. You see, unlike other marine mammals that have a thick layer of fat or blubber, instead, they have the thickest fur coat in the animal kingdom. They have around 1 million hairs per square inch on their body. And I'll also put that into perspective, how thick that fur coat really is. If you were to take 1 square inch of otter fur, it's about the size of a postage stamp. That would have enough fur to cover your entire house cat. So they definitely have a lot to work with there from head to toe. That's why otters will spend around 3 to 5 hours every single day grooming this fur so it is nice and healthy and will keep them warm in that water. Now, it looks like what you just saw our trainers give out, we call that the jackpot. It's essentially a big pile of food to say thank you for their participation in this session so they can enjoy at their leisure. But as I finish up those last bits of food, I do want to share something amazing about our resident otters here. So we do have a total of 5 otter residents, and they all are deemed non-releasable by the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife, either due to multiple circumstances such as medical or behavioral. But that doesn't mean they still don't have a huge role to play when it comes to conserving their species. For example, all of our resident otters are surrogate foster mothers. So that means that whenever the Monterey Bay Aquarium rescues an injured or abandoned pup in the wild, one of our otters here will put their motherly instincts into action, go behind the scenes, and raise that otter pup like it was one of her own. So I'll essentially teach that otter pup how to be an otter, how to groom, how to hunt, how to live independently. So when it does come time for their release, they are able to thrive in the wild. But now it looks like our otters have finished those last bits and pieces of food, so I'm going to slowly make my way off microphone. But if you did want to learn more about our surrogacy program here, one of a kind in the world, I definitely recommend just heading right across the way to our auditorium, or Ottertorium, if you will, where at 2:30 we'll be showing our program, Luna, a Sea Otter Story. It tells the story of how one of our otters, Luna, was rescued, rehabilitated, and released into the wild. So if you love baby otters, that's the one for you. But in the meantime, my name is Haley. I'm one of the naturalists here on staff. Feel free to come on over. I'd love to chat more otters. But if you are ready to move on and continue to explore, thanks so much for joining me here at the Sea Otter exhibit, either in person or on the live cams. Have a wonderful rest of your day at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.